Wow. I begin today with an epigraph from Howard Thurman. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. Despite the dullness and the barrenness of the days that pass, if I search with due diligence, I can always find a deposit left by some former radiance. But I had forgotten. At the time, it was full-orbed, glorious and resplendent, and I was sure that I would never forget. In the moment of its fullness, I was sure that it would illumine my path for all the rest of my journey. I had forgotten how easy it is to forget. There was no intent to betray what seemed so sure at the time, but little by little, there crept into my life the dust and the grit of the journey. Details, lower-level demands, all kinds of cross currents. Nothing momentous, nothing overwhelming, nothing flagrant, just wear and tear. In the quietness of this place, my heart whispers, keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. Linda Rappaport, chair of our board, members of the new school board of trustees who are here today, former presidents Van Zandt, Carey, and President Fanton, dear friends, colleagues, and family members, to the faculty, student body, staff, and alumni, and friends of the new school, and finally, to my precious parents, James and Betty McBride, and my sister, Makia McBride Hampton. Stand and wave. Let me begin by saying that I am humbled by this marvelous occasion. And I mean marvelous in the truest sense of the word. I marvel at the organizers who have mounted this hybrid investiture event in such a safe and thoughtful way for these unusual times. I'm astonished not only at the role that technology is playing in allowing today's event to be accessed across the globe, but also how technology over the past year and a half has kept much of the world and our institutions running and connected in ways that could scarcely have been imagined even a decade ago. I wonder that despite the trauma that we've all been living through, not to mention the unrelenting attacks on the very value of higher education itself, how I am still privileged to witness daily here at the new school the renewed purpose, hope, and excitement about the future of this great enterprise. And I am humbled by the faith and confidence that the new school's board of trustees has placed in me to lead and steward this incredible university. Now, arriving as I did in New York in March of 2020, just as the city was quite literally shutting down, some have suggested that my timing could not have been, to put it politely, less auspicious. And indeed, in those early and dark days, I would have been hard-pressed to refute their claims. But as I stand here today, I want to reclaim that beginning that we had for this historic presidency. I reclaim it as an auspicious beginning. Auspicious because it was ours. Auspicious because it was in multiple ways historic. Auspicious because it challenged us. Auspicious because it clearly demonstrated our interdependence, which the poet Gwendolyn Brooks expresses so powerfully. We are each other's harvest. We are each other's business. We are each other's magnitude and bond. As my old friend, the Reverend Floyd Tompkins, wrote to me in a message that I needed to hear, dated March 24th, 2020, only days after I'd relocated to New York City. He said, "They recruited you for the old job, but God has destined you for the new one. You are where you should be, and you are the person that you must be to accomplish the purpose and the prayers of the ancestors." Now, I'm a firm believer that none of us succeeds in anything solely on our own. My parents and family, my faith tradition, my life experience, my mentors, both those expected and many more unexpected, my family of friends, my colleagues from 30 years in academic life, they have all shaped me, honed my commitment to the core values that define me, and have prepared me to assume this great responsibility to which I've been entrusted. As a first-generation college student, I have personally experienced the transformative power that higher education can have on a life, the profound intellectual and self-discovery that can happen when professors and students come together in a focused pursuit of truth, knowledge, meaning, and making. I found my life's calling in the academy and have advocated for access, inclusion, and innovation and excellence throughout my career. I look forward to advancing that work here at the New School. Now, for the past year and a half, I've been on an accelerated learning curve about this incredible place. And I've come to know and to learn from many members of the New School community. For those joining us today from beyond the New School, let me pause to say a few words about who we are and the strength of our more than 100-year-old foundation. The New School is an unapologetically progressive university of over 10,000 students, plus faculty and staff committed to the values and principles of social justice. We believe we have more to offer our society, especially so in these unusual times, as a university rigorously committed not only to the lessons and legacy of our past, but also to analyzing the now and to ever advancing the new. The New School is home to the Parsons School of Design, which is the greatest design school in the world. The New School is home to the storied and distinguished New School for Social Research, a leading place for advanced study and doctoral training among some of the most influential scholars of our time. The New School is home to a marvelous college of performing arts with cross-disciplinary conservatory quality education taking place across our schools of drama, jazz and contemporary music, and classical music at the Mannes School of Music. The New School is home to the Eugene Lang College of Liberal Arts, where strong and committed faculty and students are defining the urban liberal arts college experience. The New School is home to the schools of public engagement, where thought leaders in policy, management, media, international affairs, and creative writing are working to engage the world and to model more equitable futures. The New School is home to our Parsons Paris campus, established in 1921 as the first American art and design school in Paris, thriving today as a jewel for design education in the heart of Europe. Now, as we together write this next chapter of the New School story, I invite you today to join me in a vision of the New School as a place for fearless progress. I'm drawn to that particular phrasing because it not only references our legacy of questioning the status quo, but it is simultaneously a statement of who we strive to be today, a place that always embraces the possibility of the new. Our very name, the New School, calls us to the pursuit of fearless progress and speaks to the reality that our work is never truly done. Advancing a more just and equitable society, advancing a more sustainable world in response to climate change, advancing excellence in scholarship and education that will prepare the next generation of leaders who will advance all aspects of human endeavor. These commitments that animate us will require each successive generation of New Schoolers to respond to the call for us to be a place for fearless progress. And today, it is our turn. In the words of the inimitable Audre Lorde, I'm learning to live beyond fear by living through it. I realize that if I wait until I'm no longer afraid to act, to write, to speak, to be, I'll be sending messages from the other side. She continues, when I dare to be powerful, to use my strength in the service of my vision, then it becomes less important whether or not I am afraid. So I ask that you join me in what I'm calling our New School Framework for Fearless Progress. I hope that this framework will provide context for all of our work ahead to realize our ambitions for the future of the new school. So as we imagine that future, I want to propose the following 4 pillars of the framework for fearless progress. First, the new school will be known as a preeminent leader for access, equity, inclusion, and social justice in higher education. We have much work to do to create an ever stronger and more inclusive community, forward-thinking new school. And we have already begun making important inroads, notably establishing the Office for Equity, Inclusion, and Social Justice to drive policy and process changes to make our campus climate a more inclusive one. The work of our Mellon Foundation Initiative for Inclusive Faculty Excellence is enabling us to significantly diversify our faculty ranks. And the Institute for the Study of Race and Political Economy is positioning the new school as an important place for scholarly and policy influence and thought leadership in this area. All this work signals our momentum toward a more inclusive new school and a more globally accessible university. The second pillar is the commitment that the new school will be known for our culture of support and service to our students through intentional focus on building a strong sense of academic community. Our students at the new school express a high degree of satisfaction with their experiences in their academic programs and with our curricula. Where we need to focus more is our academic culture beyond the classrooms. Our student support systems must be more user-friendly and seamless for our students. Our student resources and services need to be accessible, responsive, and satisfying. In short, our students need to feel our support. We want them to leave the new school not only proud of their education, but also as alumni proud of the relationships that they've established here and of their association with this great university. Third, the new school will become an ever more visible and engaged leader in the rich cultural and civic life of New York City and beyond. It is essential to our future as a university and as an important New York City institution to build connections, strengthen networks, and cultivate partnerships and collaborations with our elected and civic leaders, industry partners, cultural influencers, philanthropists, and higher education institutional partners. We want to be top of mind, to borrow a phrase from the musical Hamilton, in all of the rooms where it happens. When your local community is Greenwich Village and your hometown is New York City, your name in the street resounds with global reach. The fourth pillar of the framework for fearless progress is the commitment that the new school will be a more integrated university, both academically and operationally, in order to rise to meet the highest ambitions for our future. We have more than 100 years of progressive history and legacy behind us. Our job is to shape the conditions that will allow for the next 100 years of fearless progress. To seize the opportunities of that future, we must become a more integrated university with structures and processes and resources that enable and incentivize collaboration of all kinds. Transdisciplinary research collaborations, development and fundraising collaborations, collaboration on the sharing of best practices across schools and administrative units, collaborating in cross-school faculty hiring, collaborating to create a stronger sense of shared governance in our university, and collaborating on the engagement of our amazing alumni. Now, I know I'm asking a lot of you in this journey upon which we together have embarked to embrace the full potential and the ambitions of our beloved new school. But the new school isn't a place that has ever dreamed small. Throughout our storied past, the one constant has been that change and growth have steered this place of fearless progress alongside a deep regard for our values. We stand in that legacy, and today we take up the mantle to do our part here in our time, to write our chapter in the marvelous history of the new school. It is my pledge to you that I will bring to work every day all of my energy, my experience, my commitment, and what talent I have to the service of this great place. With your support and guidance, I will endeavor to become the advocate, the steward, and the champion that the new school so richly deserves for this next phase of its remarkable story. This story will predictably play out against obstacles and trials and those who even will oppose our commitments to social justice. Against such foes, we must, as James Baldwin counseled a gathering of teachers here in New York City in 1963, be prepared to go for broke. For in our journey together, we must understand, as Baldwin put it, that in the attempt to correct so many generations of bad faith and cruelty, we will meet the most fantastic and most brutal and the most determined resistance. There is no point in pretending that this won't happen. So as we encounter such resistance, together we shall be steeled by our steadfast commitments. And in those moments when we do have doubts, we can be fearless as we recall together Howard Thurman's powerful admonition with which I began. In the quietness of this place, my heart whispers. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve, that in fair weather or in foul, in good times or in tempest, in the days when the darkness and the foe are nameless or familiar, I may not forget that to which my life is committed. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. Thank you, and onward and upward.